So, Kev, just give me your impression on just what took place with Messi leaving Barcelona, and where do you think that Messi can go now that he's essentially a free agent?
Dude, it's really weird because, as Kyle and I normally do, like I said, we were talking before the episode, and it just seems a little fishy. Because when you think of a major sports organization, a franchise, a team as big as Barcelona, you have to know financially where you stand, right? You would have to know what's up and coming with whether it's your cap, your league total spend amount, whatever it is. Like Kyle said, we're not familiar with the financial terms and how it works over there with restrictions and whatnot. But if you're coming to terms with your best player, probably the best player you've ever had in franchise history, one of the best players, if not the second best or first best, depending on who you ask, player in the entire world, how do you not know that this restructure or this reframe is coming? How do you not know that this is potentially looming in the future when you re-sign this player? Um, I don't know, man. I'm not really much of a conspiracy theory kind of person, but I feel like something's kind of going on behind the scenes that the media is unable to report about, or maybe they don't even know because there's no shot Barca just like lets Messi go on a technicality because that's just what this seems like. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't add an extra zero, they didn't cross their T's, they didn't dot their I's. But again, I'm no soccer expert. I kind of wish we had our boys, Garrett and Churchill here to kind of maybe explain it to us in a little bit of a better light. But the point of the matter is Messi is not going to be on Barca's roster for the coming future. I mean, who's to say they don't get a restructure done? Who's to say they don't get a new deal done? I mean, I know that one club team already reached out. I know Kyle got the same report. PSG, the club team in France that holds the contracts of Mbappe and Neymar, reached out to Messi's camp. Messi's camp was listening, but PSG backed out of fear that they felt that maybe Barcelona wasn't out of the running and that Messi might end up just re-signing with them anyway. Like they were skeptical about offering him the money because they felt that maybe, the door wasn't completely shut on Barca. And I mean, I guess my counter question to you before I answer where I think he's going to go is what do you think about PSG pulling their offer back? Does that seem kind of weird to you? You're offering one of the best players in the entire globe a contract, and you're going to probably have one of the best sets of forwards in the entire world with, Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. It just does it not seem weird to you that they pulled out with the fear of Barca kind of still being in the shadows?
Maybe it went back to this whole cap issue thing. I I particularly don't know much about how the cap system is structured over there. It's just, the idea of adding Messi to a lineup that includes Mbappe and Neymar. I mean, you want to talk about a three-headed monster lay that would essentially just lay waste to European soccer. Find me a better trio, because I probably couldn't find one.
That would be Messi's third trio because he had that one in Barca with Neymar and Suarez.
Yeah, so it would have been absolutely wild had that been the case. But the fact of the matter is that I still think that at the end of the day, the names that I keep hearing are PSG and then maybe Manchester City and Chelsea. I think out of those three, just based off of what I've seen off the reports, it seems like PSG is the most active. So that's definitely the team that I'm kind of expecting that's going to land Messi within the next couple days or weeks from now. So it would be kind of interesting to see Messi play in England and not in France, simply just because I think if you think the amount of shine that he got in Spain was one thing, I know this. He is going to be must watch in England. And whichever team that he could potentially end up in England, that fan base is going to go absolutely rabid if they can land Messi. It would be an earth shattering move, unlike anything that we've seen in recent memory in the world of soccer. Because when I look at Cristiano Ronaldo, Ronaldo looked like he was already on the way out for Real Madrid. Like it was already kind of set in stone. It was bound to happen. So when he goes to Juventus, I'm not going to say it was an earth shattering move that the way that it happened. This is a lot different because Messi's leaving on a technicality, like you mentioned earlier. So when I look at this situation, though, Barcelona botched this. I mean, how do you let this happen? And it kind of gets to the idea of whether or not they actually wanted to keep him. And for me personally, I don't believe that to be the case. I don't know much, and I don't have a lot of sources or a lot of reports to kind of go off on this, but this seems like kind of a weird way to let go of somebody. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I think behind the scenes, I don't think Messi and Barcelona's office or front office ever saw eye to eye. And maybe this is kind of like their way of making it look like it's this mutual split and they're gonna go their separate ways. I don't know that to be the case, but the way that I see it, I think by and large, I think there was a disagreement between both camps that wasn't reported, and I think this is their way of trying to making it look good to the public. That's how I kind of see it.
Like an amicable breakup for the world population. But again, it's like I said, it's that to me, it's too weird. It's too convenient. Like the way that it went down, and like the contract was agreed upon, and now the cap is changing or whatever that situation is, and now Messi's like, yeah, like Messi's not going to come back to Barca. It's just like, I don't know. I'm not saying I don't want to close the door on Barcelona and say that the opportunity or possibility of him going back is closed, but it is looking a little bit more likely that one of the greatest soccer players in this modern generation, and possibly in history, is basically a walking free agent, and he's just literally like listening to all calls at the time. Just I don't know. It's like a jealous girlfriend thing or a jealous ex. Like once he starts actually getting offers, will Barca make a counter offer? Will Barca just say, "Come home, like we're sorry"? Like who knows?